Hi, in this class I'll explain active and passive voice. So what is active voice and what is passive voice? Let's understand, and then we'll discuss how we can convert active voice to passive voice and vice versa. So active voice is the voice where the subject is the doer of the action. For example, my mother opened the gate. Here the doer is my mother, so she is the subject. Ram is building the wall. So here the wall is being built by the Ram. So Ram is the doer. So here the subject is Ram. But in passive voice, subject is not the doer of the action, but something is done to it. For example, if we take the first sentence, my mother opened the gate. So the same sentence in the passive voice will be the gate was opened by my mother. So here the gate is not the doer of the action. So here the gate is the object. So in passive voice, object come first and the subject come later. So for example, the gate was opened by my mother. Similarly, Ram is building the wall. So the wall is being built by Ram. So the wall is being built by Ram. So here again the wall is not the doer of the action. So in passive voices, subject is not the doer of the action, but instead something is done to it by the doer. So let's understand what are the rules and how we can convert active voices to passive voice. So in first of all, simple present tense. So for active and passive voices, we should learn the tenses first, otherwise we will not be able to do the active and passive voices. So first, simple present tense. So in simple present tense, we do firstly subject, then there is a base form of a verb, and then we added s or es to the verb for singular subject or for pronoun he, she, it. So for example, he delivers the letter. So here this sentence is in simple present tenses. So if we'll have to convert this sentence into passive voice, in passive voice the subject come first. So here the subject in passive voice, the subject will be the object of active voice. So he delivers the letter. So he is the subject and the letters are the object of this sentence. So here the letter will become a subject. So the letters, and then we use is rm as per the subject, which is the object of the active sentence, and then we use part participle of the verb or third form of the verb. So for example, if we have to convert this sentence into passive voice, so we'll write the object first, which will become the subject in passive voice. So the letters, it's a plural, so we'll use are, and then we'll use a part participle of the verb deliver, which is delivered, and then subject, which is a subject in active voice, will convert into by him. So he become him. So by him. So the letters are delivered by him. Let's take another example. He receives a letter. So again here he is the subject, receives is a verb, and a letter is the object. So here the object will become the subject in passive voice. So a letter, then a letter is a singular, so we'll use is, and then we'll use past participle of the form, which is received, and then he will become by him. So in passive voice the sentence will be a letter is received by him. So now present continuous. So in present continuous we have subject, then we have is rm as per the subject, and then we have verb plus ing in the verb. For example, I am writing a letter. So I is the subject, then is rm, m for I, and then we are adding ing to the verb write, and then object a letter. In passive voice we do subject, which will be the object of the active voice, then is rm as per the new subject, and then being, and then past participle of the verb. So here a letter will become the object, a letter will become the subject in passive voice. Then it's a singular, we'll use is, and then we'll add being, and then participle of the verb write, which is written, and then I will become by me. So a letter is being written by me. Let's take another example. He is delivering the letters. So here the letters is the object which will become subject in passive voice. So the letters, here the letters are plural, so it will come are with them. So the letters are, then we'll add being, and then we will add will use the past participle of the verb which is delivered, and then he will become by him. So the letters are being delivered by him. So let's see how we'll convert sentences in present perfect to from active voice to passive voice. So in present perfect, in active voice, we know it's a subject plus has or have as per the subject, and plus verbs past participle form of the verb. So I have written a letter. So we have subject which is I, then have as per I, we use have with I, you, we, and with plural subjects. Then written is the past participle of the verb write, and then a letter which is an object of the verb write. So here a letter will become a subject in passive voice. So a letter, and then a letter is a singular, so we'll use has. A letter has, then we'll add been, then we'll add past participle of the verb which is same as the verb in active voice, written, and then I will become by me. So a letter has been written by me. Let's take another example. He has delivered the letters. So here the letters object will become the subject, the letters, then verb will come as per the new subject which is have. Then we'll add been, then we'll add the past participle of the verb which is same as in active voice, so delivered, and then he will become by him. So let's see how to convert active voice to passive voice in simple past. So in simple past we use the subject plus past form of the verb or second form of the verb. So I wrote a letter. So wrote is a second form or past form of the verb write. So I wrote a letter. So in passive voice, the object of the active sentence will become the subject of the passive voice, plus we'll use was and were, and then we'll use past participle of the verb. So here the object is a letter. A letter is a singular, so we'll use was, and then past participle of the verb wrote will be written, and then I will become by me. So a letter was written by me. Let's take another example. He opened the gate. So here the gate is the object which will become the subject in passive voice. So the gate, and then it's a singular, we'll use was with it, and then we'll use the third or the past participle of the verb open, so which will be opened, and then by him. So past continuous will be similar to present continuous tense. So for example, in active voice, in past continuous we have subject, then was and were instead of is rm, and then ing added to the base form of the verb. So I was writing a letter. So in passive voice it will be subject which is the object in active voice, then was and were, then we'll add being similarly as we did in present tense, present continuous tense, plus past participle of the verb. So the sentence I was writing a letter in passive voice will be a letter was. A letter is a singular, so we'll use was, then we'll add being, and then we'll add past participle of the verb write, which is writing, written, and then I will become by me. So a letter was being written by me. He was delivering the letters. So here if we convert this sentence from active to passive voice, will become the letters, and then it's a plural, so were, then we'll add being, then delivering will become delivered, which is a past participle or third form of the verb deliver, and then he will become by him. So let's learn how we'll convert active voice to passive voice for past perfect tenses. So it will be exactly same as we did for present perfect. So for past perfect, in active voice we have subject, then we have had, then we have past participle form of the verb. So like this, I had written a letter. So in passive voice, we have subject plus had plus been and then past participle form of the verb. So if we'll have to convert this sentence, I had written a letter, into passive voice, we'll use object as its subject. So a letter is an object, so this will become a subject in passive voice. So a letter, then we have had, then we'll add been, and then we'll add past participle of the verb, which is same as in active voice, so written, and then I will become by me. So a letter had been written by me. Similarly, he had delivered the letters. So the letters, then which is the object in active voice, will become the subject in passive voice. Then we have had, then been, then third form or past participle of the verb deliver, which is delivered, and then by he will become by him. So for simple future sentences, let's see how we convert from active to passive voices. So we understand in simple future we have a subject, then will and shall, and as we know, like shall is not being used in modern English. Then we have verb, and then which is the base form of the verb. So in passive voice, it will be subject plus will and shall, and then plus be, like simple past or simple present, and then past participle of the verb. So he will deliver the letters. So the sentence will be in passive voice will be the letter, which is the objects, then will, then be, then we have past participle of the verb delivered, and then he will become by him. I will write a letter. So here a letter, will, then be, then third form or the past participle of the verb write, written, by I will become by me. So a letter will be written by me. So let's see how we do it for modals. So modals are like can, may, must, should, etc. So in modals, in active voice, we have subject plus modal plus base form of the verb. Like you must do your homework, or he can deliver the letter. In passive voice, it will become subject plus modal, which is can, may, must, etc. Then plus be plus past participle of the verb. So here in the sentence, you must do your homework. So here the homework, your homework is an object which will become a subject, your homework, and then must, then we'll use the same model. Then be, then third form of the verb or past participle of the verb do, which is done, and then by you. Similarly, he can deliver the letters. So here the letters, which is the object, will become subject, the letters, and then we'll use the same model can, then we'll add be, then past participle of the verb deliver, which is delivered, and then he will become by him.